Why can people buy junk food with food stamps? We have people ask this question or some close variation of it almost every single day. Usually it's asked in frustration by someone who thinks that these purchases should be banned entirely. And today, we're going to explain to you why it's legal and why it probably won't change. I'm Nicole from lowincomerelief.com, where we help millions of people save money and get free stuff. Before we begin, I just want to restate that Low Income Relief is committed to maintaining a judgment-free environment in which we can share resources with those who need them most. While I do not personally advocate spending your precious food stamps dollars on junk food, I also don't judge people on how they spend their money, and we will not approve negative comments that attack our readers. If you do receive food stamps, be sure to check out our list of over 500 freebies and deals that you may qualify for. If you have an EBT card, you can save on everything from Amazon Prime to zoo admission. We have all the details on those programs at lowincomerelief.com/EBT. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, the Food and Nutrition Act of 2008 dictates the types of foods that can be purchased with Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits. Now that's the formal name for the food stamps program. Under this act, food stamps can be used to purchase any food or food product for home consumption. This is a pretty broad definition and includes everything from bread to produce-bearing plants to a bag of chips or a case of soda. In case you're wondering, the Food and Nutrition Act of 2008 is a huge 157-page document that governs the food stamps program. This document outlines who qualifies for food stamps, how the benefits are used and redeemed, consequences for violations are described. Many of the sections are technical, and they apply more to retailers than shoppers. The entire document is available publicly through the USDA website. Inside that document, you'll find the definition of food in Section 3, subparagraph K. It says, food means any food or food product for home consumption except alcoholic beverages, tobacco, hot foods, or hot food products ready for immediate consumption other than those authorized pursuant to clauses of this subsection. This section also goes on to outline other exceptions to this statement. We've discussed some of those exceptions in other videos, such as the Restaurant Meals Program that allows elderly, disabled, and homeless people to purchase restaurant meals with food stamps. There's also an exception for eligible Alaskan households, who can use food stamps to purchase nets, hooks, harpoons, and other hunting and fishing equipment, but these exceptions are not the point of this video. Interestingly, the Act also defines staple foods differently than food. Staple foods, according to the Act, include meat, poultry, or fish, bread or cereals, vegetables or fruits, and dairy products, but do not include accessory food items such as coffee, tea, cocoa, carbonated and uncarbonated drinks, candy, condiments, and spices. However, there is nothing in the Act that restricts the use of food stamps funds to staple foods only. Instead, the staple foods definition is used to define retail food stores. According to the Act, a retail food store must sell at least 7 foods in each of the 4 staple food categories. The retailer must also sell perishable foods in at least 3 categories. Over half of their total sales must be in staple foods. This is important because the Act states that the benefits so received by such households shall be used only to purchase food from retail food stores which have been approved for participation in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Basically, this means that you can only use your food stamps to purchase food from stores that have healthy staple food choices available. But the Act does not require you to choose healthy staple foods while you are shopping there. Most people shop smart. I think most people understand that just because something is legal doesn't necessarily mean that you should do it. Legally, you could spend your entire food stamps budget buying candy at Costco. Should you? No. Most people don't get enough food stamps money to get by, let alone indulge in excess like that. The USDA has reported that people who shop with food stamps tend to make similar purchases to those who do not shop with food stamps. According to the USDA article from 2019, we all make many healthy choices, and we all continue to fall short of the recommendations of the dietary guidelines for Americans. In this article, the USDA also describes the different tactics that they use to encourage SNAP shoppers to make healthy choices. These include incentive programs, such as allowing food stamps to be used at farmers markets. Many markets offer double-up programs, where you can take home twice as much fresh produce as you pay for. Frequently, I hear from concerned taxpayers who are irate that people can buy junk food with food stamps. Usually, they're upset that their tax dollars can be wasted this way. However, many people do not realize how costly and time-consuming it would be to change these laws. In many cases, studies have shown that it would be more expensive to change the law than to just continue paying for junk food purchases. In a 2017 report, the Pew Charitable Trusts discussed how several states were considering restricting junk food purchases in their states. The article includes this statement. The idea sounds appealing to people who don't know much about nutrition or how the program works, said Ellen Vollinger, legal director for the Food Research and Action Center, a nonprofit that aims to reduce hunger. The proposals often fail, she said, once lawmakers find out how costly and complicated they would be to implement, including how to determine which food items should be restricted and how to create a database and keep it updated as new products come out. She makes an excellent point because it would be very difficult to determine a fair threshold for what is healthy or unhealthy. The same Pew article includes this elaborating statement. In Arkansas, where about 1 in 3 adults is obese, State Representative Mary Bentley, a Republican, introduced a bill this year to ban the purchase of unhealthy food using food stamps, saying she is concerned the state is enabling the increase in obesity and diabetes there. But the bill failed to make it through the Senate after merchants complained it would be too costly to implement. Bentley said she is now working on changes to make the bill more specific. That could mean restricting only certain types of unhealthy food, but it's very hard to judge an individual food item for how healthy it is, Vollinger said, as it could be judged on sugar, fat, or sodium content, which would all give you different results. A 2007 USDA report cited a slippery slope when it comes to evaluating food items. For example, the report noted that soft drinks have less total fat, saturated fat, and sodium per serving than some granola bars. At a congressional hearing last week, Leslie Saracen, president and CEO of the Food Marketing Institute, a trade association that represents grocers, told members that tens of thousands of food items would need to be reviewed to determine whether they should be restricted, including an estimated 20,000 new products every year. Clearly, those who are arguing that we shouldn't waste money by allowing people to buy junk food with food stamps should be concerned about the burdensome expense of banning those purchases. It would require a new layer of bureaucracy and oversight to achieve that goal. Although bills like this are frequently introduced, I don't believe that we will see any of these changes implemented anytime soon. Based on my research, it is simply more expensive to prohibit those purchases than to allow them to continue. As always, I hope this information was helpful to you. Respectful comments about this issue are welcome, but please remember that we heavily moderate our comments to ensure that low-income relief remains a safe and judgment-free zone for our readers. Personal attacks will not be tolerated. Again, if you have a food stamps card, remember to visit lowincomerelief.com/EBT to see all of the incredible discounts available to people with EBT cards. Thanks for watching and have a great day.